We don't talk enough about the friendships that end. I used to think if someone was in my life for years, they were supposed to stay. Today, I'm sharing my friendships I let go of, and I have zero regrets about it. So the first one is the complainer. I'll call him friend one, and it was a guy, and we truly were just friends. We had a history. How I met him was through my husband, my late husband, who I loved dearly. And we remained friends, but as we got older, he seemed to get a lot more crankier. And every time I would talk to him, he would just mention things like how horrible his day was, how his boss is taking advantage of him, how his family doesn't like him, how, including his parents, his brother, sister, everyone. And all he would do would complain, rarely ask how anything was going in my life. And if he did, he would cut me off and go back to griping and complaining literally about everything. And I took a while to realize this because throughout the years we kept communicating. And then I started realizing I was becoming drained on these calls with him. Or if we would decide to meet for coffee or lunch or something, the same thing. And then it clicked. I'm like, oh my goodness, all he does is complain. But then I felt obligated to keep talking to him, because we had this relationship for so many years. I think a part of me was holding on because we had the connection with my late husband. And I just didn't want to let it go, but no, I was just making excuses, looking for reasons to keep talking to him, when in fact I needed to let go, and I did. He was just so draining, stealing all my energy, just complaining. I see his number come up on my phone. 9 out of 10, I let it go to voicemail. I had to let the complainer go. Now, friend number 2, I had to let go. I like to call the disappearing act. This friend, she would only call or try and reach out to me whenever she needed advice, someone to vent to, money, someone to actually, believe it or not, do like photos or things with them for their social media. I know this can sound crazy, like we're all in high school still. To have for these guys she was trying to attract, to let them know how popular she was. Isn't that crazy? But this friend would disappear the moment I would want something, or just to talk to her, or just to be a friend. I would ask oftentimes, hey, do you want to go out to lunch? And unless some trauma was going on, she would blow me off, make some excuse. And then she would disappear. I would call, leave messages, and until she needed something from me, done. So I call friendship number 2, I had to let go, the disappearing act. And I'm telling you, pushing those friends out has made it so much better for new relationships, good relationships to come into my life. Detoxing these friendships has been a game changer. And one thing I realized is not everyone's going to cheer you on, and that's okay. Let them stay stuck. Make sure you do you and move on. Friendship number 3 was the subtle saboteur. This person, whenever they would see success or felt like I was doing better, like when I got my Mercedes, opened my real estate company, travel, whatever, to this day, because they will not unfriend me on social media, and I find it funny. This person would try, not really sabotage, but give these little backhanded remarks like, oh, it must be nice, or how'd that happen? I don't know, just never really a good positive vibe. They would also try and be a topper. You met those people. You say something, and they try and top you how theirs was even better, even more fantastic. Again, I don't consider that a true friend if you're always trying to give little digs, probably talking crap behind my back, and just never really, truly there for you. I also based a lot of these decisions, these 3 friendships I cut, was with how I felt inside, my intuition. If it doesn't feel good when you're around these people, you need to cut them loose. If you're watching this and someone in your life feels more like a weight than a gift. I hope this video inspires you, nudges you enough to get rid of them. No guilt. Just let them go. Live your life. This is your permission slip to choose you. Till next time.